Okay, so, hello to anyone who's watching this, and of course, thank you. This has been a lot of work. I've made a lot of attempts. I'm still getting used to my new camera. I have decided to do a video blog. I know it's a bit cliched, I'm kind of jumping on the bandwagon here, but I want to have fun with this. I'm a pretty talkative person, and, well, you have to listen to me if you're here, so it works out well for me. I don't think I'm going to bring any new meaning to your life or anything like that, but I'll have fun, and hopefully so will you. I guess I will introduce myself. My name is Christina. I go by Christy. It's spelled like Mr. Christie, the cookie guy. I get that a lot. I'm 18. I live in Canada. Now, a lot of people have some preconceptions about Canada. I don't know how. Maybe you live under a rock. But it's not what you think. Canada is pretty much just like the United States. We do have electricity. We don't live in igloos. I mean, actually, the weather right now could rival California. One huge thing, though, is I have never paid for anything in a hospital. Ever. Ever. Big point for Canada. Cha-ching! Now, I warn you, I am a big talker. I'm also a fast talker. I'm going to try and slow down, enunciate my words a little bit more. I do go on crazy rants sometimes. If something takes 10 words to say, I'm probably going to use 30, 40, 50. I might have a half-hour rant and then write a letter. So hopefully this will help me get a few things off of my chest, save some paper. I do believe in hearing both sides of an argument, so I don't just believe blindly in things. I don't think I'm going to offer you any great enlightenment to the world, but I will offer you something, and it is worth listening to, in my opinion. There's a whole whack of stuff up here to get out, so stay tuned. Seeing as this is my first video, I've noticed that a lot of people use their first blog to insult other people's videos. Now, I can understand this. I mean, I have seen my share of crap on here. But a lot of these people are trying really hard to make good videos, and I'm seeing how hard it is, and I really don't think the best start would be insulting all these people. There's lots of time for that. I'll get to that later. I'd rather continue this blog on a bit more of a positive note. So, there was a stabbing at my apartment the other day. How's that for positive? Actually, this is pretty big news. It doesn't happen very often here. The last time this happened was probably a year ago, during the summer again, and it was downtown with some tourists. We do have a big tourist community here. Again, great weather. However, this entire thing played out right in front of my apartment. I actually peered out at 2 a.m., saw about 6 cop cars, all there. They were working on this one gentleman. I saw them trying to bag him, make him breathe, doing heart palpitations. After about 4 minutes, they put him in an ambulance. He had his shirt off by then, took him away. A few of the cop cars left, a few of them stayed, walked around. They heard something on the walkie-talkie. I could hear it a little bit from up at my apartment. And after that, they started putting out police tape. Now, I don't think I've ever seen police tape in my community before, so this was pretty big. They started roping off actually right to my apartment, and they roped off the street. No one could go through. I continued watching this until about 6 a.m., went to bed, pretty tired. Next morning I get up at about 10 and I have to take my car down into the shop. So I go out into the back, and I'm walking into a crime scene. There's tape all over the parking lot of my apartment. And there's little cards with the numbers on them over spots of blood. And there's police just everywhere. A lot of it happened right behind my car. You know, you couldn't even go down the steps. Apparently they were covered in blood. The man was 29 years old. He lived in our building, and he was stabbed to death. Someone was taken into custody. He's a 41-year-old male. Members of the building have told me they're both addicted to crack. I don't know if it was a drug war, though, and even if it was, someone still doesn't deserve to die because they use crack. Anyways, it was pretty sad, especially looking back, realizing as I was watching that, he wasn't pronounced dead until he got to the hospital, but technically 4 minutes without breathing, he probably was brain dead by then. So in a way, I actually saw him die, which is something very odd for me. I've never really experienced anything like that. It still does bother me. I didn't know the person. I was lucky that way. I actually don't know a lot of people in my building. It's surprising. We are centrally located. We have 2 malls right by us, a heavily used road, 3 schools nearby. I mean, this is not the slums of my town. It is a nice place. I'm really surprised things like this are happening. There was actually another incident back in December on Boxing Day. Actually, Christmas night, I guess. It was 5 in the morning, Boxing Day. That was actually a bit more scary to me. Someone just went crazy and broke a whole bunch of windows, but there's a whole story to go with that. In case you're ever interested, just let me know and I might make a video. Luckily, all the tape is gone now. We can leave again. It's still just very eerie. I figured something like this rarely happens. I might as well share it, even though it is rather a morbid subject. Not all my videos will be like this, I promise. There are happier things going on in my life. So I did want to say thank you to a few people who inspired me to make my own video on YouTube. Mainly Emmalina, Emmalene, who's not connected in any way, Utnow for his great videos, and Blunty3000. I may go into more detail about why I like these people on another video, but I realize I've taken up too much time now. I will say thank you, though, to Blunty3000 because I am using some of his suggestions on how to film a video. I have been trying to limit my usage of the word I realize how annoying that can be, and I am staring directly into the camera eye, which is also a little awkward, but I am trying here. Give me credit. So again, this has been a work in progress. I'm sorry for any of the noise. My neighbors do have very loud music on downstairs, and some of the cars driving by also have made noise. However, all my windows are closed. This is just what I go through living in my apartment, so I'm sorry. But you want some insight into my life? Here you go. So just to make it fully clear, I am fully dressed. I realize sometimes you can just see the strings and it might be misleading. And sorry to disappoint you, but I'm not going to be any less clothed in any of my videos or dancing around. I know a lot of girls have the body for that. I'm not going to fool myself into thinking I do. I realize my assets are elsewhere in my intelligence or my personality, and I'm going to use what I have. So, I'm not going to expose you to anything. You're not going to come on here and see me just jiggling. That's my little disclaimer. Again, thank you for watching the video. If you made it all the way through, then congratulations. And I hope you tune in next time. Thanks.